and we just made a quick change. Substitution at half time. Coming off is Jimmy Mack. He didn't add out anyway. We're awful.
You've been on him today.
And we've got Jomi the Money coming on. We've got 6'3" for 4'1". That's the replacement. We've got a prop for a scrum half. A winger. Give Jimmy a winger. We'll put Jimmy down as a winger. So Joe's going to join in. He's probably got a lot related with lads. So let's carry on, boys. We talked a lot about IMG debut of the England, the culture of it around the players. I'll be honest with you guys. I think I've held back a bit. I want you to hear, because me and Trout had a chat last week, and we were like, how do we change this game? We're going to talk for half an hour non-stop here of you women players, because it has to come from you.
Yep.
It's a fight of ours on this show, and it's a fight of mine to make stars of people, to upgrade. The only chance we're going to save in this game is if we create these stars. We're not going to let the game go to what it is. IMG are coming here. I get 50 texts a week. Where are IMG? Where are IMG? And I've been a bit critical. I've turned this morning, I've said, no, I'm going to try and be positive. Guys, what do you know about IMG, Trout? Tell us what IMG have done to you as a player.
So we were speaking about this the other day. I don't know if it's just me personally because I'm a player, so I don't really feel like it needs to concern me, even though I feel like it does. But from IMG themselves, I haven't heard a peep. So
literally nothing.
Yeah, so we don't really know what the plan is. What are they going to bring in that's changing it? So obviously we need change. Everyone knows it ins and out, like fans, players, staff, whatever. Everyone knows something needs to change. So we heard about this IMG contract coming in. It's a big plan, but I don't really know anyone that knows the plan. As a player's perspective, I don't really know anyone that knows IMG's plan.
Of day to day, how it affects us as players.
Yeah.
I'll go back calling then.
No, it's just going straight off. It's crazy to me that you're not the number one on the list of things to change. It looks like they've gone for owners. They've gone for. You know what I mean? They spoke to owners. They spoke to media. They spoke to these ones, but on the top of our list, I bet if we asked before IMG come in and where should they aim at? We've said it. You've said it from the start. It's got to be players. We've got to create stars out of these players, and the fact they're going to media, they're going to the other parts of the game before saying players. We want you to become this. How can we, as a media company, help you become these superstars that you can be?
Great point, and you've probably got. Which I've just said to the lads off the record there. You've probably got chairman, CEOs speaking on your behalf, which let me tell you. Unless it's changed, they're going to eat that steak first for the 10. So that steak's going, and you're going to be on the. You're not on the fillet. You might get a bit of the old T-bone toward
the rump.
So they're going to definitely. So they would have. And let's be honest, this is respectfully so. Why should a chairman or a CEO or a director of football know what you lot are thinking? Because they never ask you questions anyway.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have a clue. Me and Owen sat last week when we were talking about Ryan Braley's show. Went really well with us, how we talked about it and how we opened up and we're not first players to ever talk about we're too accessible as players. Ryan talked about pre-game having to go through a Tesco car park and everyone woo, and he's like, I want to do things different, I want to be a bit different, but you're frowned upon by other players, other dads. So it's like, how do you change it? Me and Owen got right into it. Owen told me a story which, again, we don't want to get up. In fact, we'll leave it because it might, I don't know. Owen told me a story which I didn't think were bad for us. We'd just be laughing, but it were like, just shows you a bit where the culture was.
Go on, you have to say that. You have to say that.
So like you say about the culture, obviously, I feel like I'm quite an out there person. I express myself like in my fashion and stuff like that. So when I was about 19, not too long after I made my debut, I thought, I'll mix it up. So I've gone to barbers, had my trimmer, I've gone for bleach hair. So I've left my roots a little bit and then gone for the bleach blonde. It was kind of in fashion at the time, but
was it?
Was it?
It wasn't. Well,
it's like Joe's coat.
I was going to bring it in fashion. I'll say that. So I've had it done on I believe it was a Friday. I normally get my haircut on a Friday, so I had it done on the Friday. Rock up to training Saturday because it was captain's run because we had a game on Sunday. So I rock up and the coaching staff look at me and double look. I'm like, oh, here we go. So I get brought into my office just before the meeting. like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, what do you mean? He was like, well, you're out, like, look at it. So I'm like, well, I don't understand what you're meaning. Like, it's my hair, I bleached it type of thing. He was like, no, it's bang out of order. Someone spoke to me as they saw you walking in saying that I should send you home. So I was like, all right then, got ready to get up out of my chair. I was like, oh, who said it? It was like, no, I'm not sending you home, but someone told me I should send you home. So I was just a bit confused in all that. Anyway, it kind of got left at that. Played the game. Then it came to Monday or Tuesday, and I'm doing like my recovery gym and stuff because we played for the academy.
Well, don't mention name who said this team. We do say a player because it's not fair on them.
So I'm in the gym doing my thing, blah blah blah. Then all of a sudden I just feel this presence like at the side of me. So I'm like, look up while I'm on the bench. He goes, "Are you all right?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "So what's happened with your hair then?" I've been told about it. I was like, "Well, yeah, I bleached it." Just thought it's a bit different, innit, but out there. I enjoy being out there. Because, you're lucky I didn't see it before. You played on the weekend for the academy. I was like, oh, why? He was like, well, put it this way, as long as you have that hair, you're never going to be playing for the first team. So this was just after I made my debut, so I'd been 18, 19, so I'm like, oh no, driving home, Mum, what am I going to do? I've been told I can't play for Leeds if I have my hair like this. She goes, don't worry, son, I've got you. Get home, grade 3, like that, have to shave it all off, proper buzz.
That's the picture of you next time, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I can remember the week after I played against Warrington, like the photos are on my Instagram, just got dead short size, just dead short, everything looked like a proper convict.
That's amazing, by the way. That's what I think. It's funny because we've heard this 1,000 times, and I can just see it. Are you ready? I can see. So I'll try and do what I think they saw you. Yeah. This is behind you. Hey, I've seen Trout his hair. Yeah. Who does he think he is? Blonde hair. Yeah. Look at his dead with blonde hair. Was it the kid streaked hair? Hey, but George, you've got streaked hair. Yeah, but I've earned the right to have mine streaked. Yeah. He hadn't. Yeah, I'll have a word with that Trouty. I can just see it how they would have exactly done it, and then they marched up to him, and then he'd have been back in office. How did he react to that? Well, he didn't seem to not wrong. All right. Do you think he thinks he's better? You can see it, can't you? You'd all write 50 stories on exactly that. What are they that scared of? You said something to me that's been in my mind all week, and I can't get it out, and I wish we'd said it. He said that you sit there like to have your haircut before a game because it makes you feel good and confident, and then old school would be like, do you think you should be concentrating on your game instead of being in Everton's at 4 o'clock? And you were like, no, but this makes me feel good because I want to feel smart to play, and it's like,
People are too scared to be out there. Everyone wants to conform to what's the norm, and then you can kind of do no wrong then, can you?
Well, the norm's got us in the shit.
Yeah.
The norm's got it, so you still can walk down any street in Yorkshire and nobody's going to clue you out.
Yeah.
You're into, you played international academies, you played in, you're looking to be superstars or stars of our game, and nobody gives a shit apart from 50 fans, whatever fans watch it. So you've got this problem where IMG can't relate. And this is why we need the players in front of them. They've got to get a representative to come and see lads and say, what do you want to change? And you go, Trout is on about a bit like Ryan. He's saying, so I looked at Trout, he likes a bit out there, he's got his, what bag do you call it? I'm not trendy these days.
It's a satchel.
Satchel. Long bag. But he comes and he's a bit different, and he likes his fashion in it. And I'm looking and thinking, smart lad, 6'2", 3", you know what I mean? You said he's not bad at the old, whatever. So we're stood there. we're stood there and we're thinking, what's wrong with this then? Good personality out there, willing to police it out there. And this is not a dig at Huddersfield, by the way. Huddersfield are just the same as we've all been thought. Yeah. In fact, Huddersfield are probably one of, they're changing. I think they're changing as we speak, and they're trying their best.
They do get miles better.
Yeah, they are getting miles better, aren't they? And they're a good club and they've got good value. But the game, you're like, wow, can we do it? So me and you got on to, Joe's better than me at this one. Joe said, Dad, NBA. Now this is going to be a debate what we're going to have, and I'd like all your comments on this. So here we go.
Shall I show the photos so I get them?
Well, you can show it, but he didn't say it was you. We showed some photos of the NBA guys going into a game. Now we're not asking for this extreme yet.
Yeah.
And Joe's got him. It's LeBron, and just on the back of that, when Joe shows you, I talked to This is. I'm not going to mention who, but this is. I'm told I can mention it.
So we've got these pre-game outfits. I've got LeBron there. We've got all these NFL ones that go into it, don't they? Pre-game, Big Joe played amazing last night. And then even if you're the opposite way, where you're a bit daft and don't want to take yourself that seriously, you've got Jason Kelsey dressing like you know what I mean? That went more viral than all of it.
It gets everybody talking, doesn't it? It gets everybody talking about it.
And we mentioned he mentioned Man City. Go on, Owen, tell us what you said to me.
Yeah, so obviously the Man City have the partnership with D Squared, so all the lads, although it's not a uniform, they all rock up in the same stuff, so they have the D Squared jumper on, the D Squared jeans, stuff like that. They look dead smart, but it's because it's not so much a tracksuit, it's out of the norm. They get to come in fashion. They'll look good, they'll feel good, so obviously it works out. They play good, don't they?
And on the back of that, spoke to Fitz, who we think one of the most innovative ones for this. Whether you think Carl's fantastic or whether this, you know, with me he's fantastic, and I share a lot of ideas with him. And this is from LA Lakers.
Oh, you should have said that at the end. That should have been the.
I've killed it, right? Carl, from my perspective, allowing the players to show up in their own attire helps show more personality and lets fans get to know their team players more. The NBA used to have a pretty tight dress code, allowing the players to express themselves, show their fashion taste, helps further the league's engagement and spark more interest in fans and non-fans around the world. I think it's great for the league. Say a player is wearing a brand new Gucci item and someone who isn't normally interested in sport, but loves fashion, sees the post on social media. In theory, that fashion lover could then become a fan, or at least have some interest in following their player, their team or their league. In a lot of cases, some of the marquee players are setting fashion trends with what they wear pre-post game. So it's a lot of organic crossover. Hope all is well, LA Lakers. Now that's a marketing genius of the world telling you Rugby League would have a great time in it. I don't know how many doors Fitz has had closed when he's come out with it, and you know, Carl does get a lot of critique from every time he tries to make things different. He gets absolutely plateaued by the people we're going to find. You know, it's these people we're going to find. You know what I mean? We have to find them and say, come on then, what is it? What are you holding back here on? Now, we're not saying, Trout, we and Matty, that a player walks up with the LeBron, you know, we ain't got 50 grand to put on anyway. Yeah. But let's say, for instance, a club or a fashion brand came to Huddersfield and said, right, guys, gonna get you this, look smart. Maybe somebody like you were really into it. You say, look, I'll pick what we should wear. Bang, we're all gonna wear. Let's say we all wear the same because that's a smart way to do it. Maybe post game we'll have a little bit of that. But before game, I think up to this thing, there'd be hell on uproar in Rugby League. Bloody coming to game in a pair of bloody jeans, or you know, do you know what I mean? He's got a coat top with flair on. You know, we wouldn't. I don't even know how we'd even take it. Do you?
No, that's what I've been thinking about as well. It doesn't even have to be everyone just dresses in their own clothes. It could literally be Huddersfield go up to a graphic designer and say, right, we want something. We just want a plain blank canvas, black t-shirt. We're gonna have a maroon logo, but we're gonna do it like, say, graffiti art or whatever. Because then it's not just your bog standard, for Huddersfield's argument, your black polo with the claret and gold stripe there. That's all that is.
And every year it's the same. Yeah. Every year we wear the same uniform. We show up to every game in a polo, trackies, hoodie on if it's cold, with a backpack on, and we all look absolutely identical. And you're only going to sell that items to the same people every year that are going to buy it, and it's just staying in the same circle. Whereas something needs to change to bring.
And the weird thing is, Shane, who does Oxen Sports, my friend, he would love all this. He'd be like backing you, be like, right, come to me.
Yeah.
And if the clubs allow it, I'll get you rocking, boys. I'll do anything you want to do. He spoke to me yesterday, and I said, you need to watch the show, and I said he would be right behind you. Honestly, he'd say, right, what do we need to do to get this to be more exciting? He's bringing a boot back out now. He did X-Blades before, we're bringing it back, and it's going to be called whatever, Oxen, this, whatever. And he said, I need players, can you pick me some players out? And I'm saying, look, we've got loads. I'm trying to, obviously, just sort of show me, I don't know. But we're saying, God. And I said, but you dare not show there, but you've got to show the personality. You've got to just, if he's got photo shoots or he wants to do all sorts with it. We need all of us, you know what I mean? We need all of us, because I'm asking you a question. You've come through a bit more old school than I would say. Oh, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
You watch a game, and Sky have got it on. Before a game, a young star player comes in and he's dressed a bit different. You would see that as a negative.
Yeah. What's he wearing that for? Who do you think he is, type thing?
Yeah. You?
Well, yeah. So obviously, I can imagine that's what the older generation of players would think. Whereas I can imagine, say, if, like Lakers did that, people were allowed to wear their own stuff. I can imagine the younger generation of players at the minute would be like, right, oh, tonight's game's on Sky. There's gonna be cameras there. I'm gonna put some good clobber on, and then that's when you start seeing, or say your mate's got a t-shirt company or something like that. You wear like small branded things. They see it. That's good publicity. We were on about it as well. Like if you search for the NBA, for argument's sake, pre-game photos, there's so many LeBron, so many like Westbrook and stuff like that, because it's out there, it's different. Whereas if you search a pre-game photo from Super League, you probably get in.
I didn't get one.
No, we did it last night. We got
Did you get
photos where they're from NFL.
Didn't
and
get one.
Little to none, and that's only because as a photographer, why would you want to take a photo of a couple of lads that are all in the exact same clubber?
Trackies.
Polo trackies.
I sent you. Here's one. Sorry, Joe. I sent you one, lads, last night, and what my point was that the wrestler who's going to the WWE.
Yeah.
He's got a promo. I sent you the photo.
Yeah.
I can't find it yet, but we can find it. And I've seen him dressed in rugby, and all of a sudden he's with Tyson Fury, and he's got jacket on. Things it's all promotion. It's all promotion now. They've actually made it. First thing they've done at wrestling is gone make him a superstar. Give him a chance, and what they'll do is build a profile up first.
Yeah.
Everything changes now. Dress sense. Don't ever see it in this. We're going to put you up there and make a star. If you could up to then wrestle and become that star, that's what you do.
That's me, yeah.
But we're going to give you a hell of a chance.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying, I think there's only so many players. That's what this morning Bish said. There'll only be so many players would have the character to want to do it. Because a lot of them, like Bish said, I'm more behind the door.
Yeah.
But he said, I certainly wouldn't be negative.
We were talking about this yesterday, weren't we? And like, we'll use Will Price as an example. We both know him really well, and he won't mind me. He's a bit of a bad boy. People either love him or hate him, but everyone's talking about him. Like when he does his celebrations, we might even be losing, he still kicks the ball into the stand. Everybody's talking about him. Everybody's talking about him. And look what he's got at the back of it. He's got an NRL contract. And the rest of us that are sat here conforming and doing everything you're supposed to do are still sat in the same place we would be. Being different shouldn't be looked down on.
100%.
I think the one you can look at for me that's a major one that helped the transition of it is England football. I think England football in the Gerrard, all them, they had a lot of issues when they look back. Never succeeded, did they? They had 1 year where they did all right. To be fair to Southgate, he's come on, let them players dress themselves, aren't they? They all dress in the thing. They make more fashion now than Premier League footballers than they do in articles, magazine. Not just fashion, just the characters. They're allowed to be daft. They don't have to be all professional like they used to be. You know what I mean? The videos of
like your Jack Grealishes and people like that.
doing the hairdos.
Yeah,
it's all on. And then look what's happened. We've had more success, even though we've not, I guess, not quite won it, but we've had more success as a team and more team cohesion than we have in 50 years otherwise.
And people are excited about watching the team, aren't they? Fans, everybody's
and then
excited
little Steph, so our sister, happy birthday, by the way, Steph.
My daughter.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. That weird. Fucked up there, didn't I? My sister created so she now loves football on the back of. It sounds bad, probably fancy them a bit, but appreciating them, you know what I mean? And she knows loads of
That's talking full.
How big is
Liverpool? She fancies like back at Liverpool.
How big is women? How big is women supporting the game of football now? It's massive because of whatever year we decided. England football said let them be themselves, let them go for it, let them do TV shows and actually have a personality and not be a robot. And they've let it all expand, and now England as a brand's ginormous. The players' brands it's changed in the last 10 years, hasn't it? Now football's on another level. I think the big one is USA have now come for English football, haven't it? They're pumping the money into England because now English footballers now run the style over there. They're now the ones the Americans look at going there, the boys. That's
it's great comments, that, Joe. Probably one of the best you've done. You've improved.
He gets a bit jealous when I make a good one. He noticed he gets a 10. Yeah, a good one, son. Hey,
I'm not old school. Hey, all right.
Yeah, all right. So don't get carried away.
Bish said, it's quite weird because if you walked in a nightclub, and I haven't done it for a lot of years, lads, but when I did, to be fair to rugby lads, they're actually killing it, you know what I mean? They do stand out. I always remember I told the story this morning, Sam Burgess, they were all out. Fucking hell, it were like, Sam walked in and the room were gone, son. It were like, he'd got it on toast, and it were like, Sambo's in town, he's 18-year-old type, you know, and I were like, because Sambo, in fact, in them days, he used to just keep close somewhere on it. It were fantastic. They had a presence about. They were definitely fashion. They all looked the best. Yeah. One thing they couldn't do, they couldn't dance. They weren't many dancers.
See, we don't struggle with that, do we? It's weird that we saw Sam Burgess out not that long ago.
Did you?
We were both starstruck, weren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was such a shame he had to leave. We'd have lost him to our game when he could have led us. Yeah. Them twins and Luke should have been kept in our game. They should have given Bradford. Said it will sign for. You can own Bradford. 40%. We're gonna just off you. Stay here and build a brand for rugby league. Rugby league should have piled thousands in because they'd have done it. They had confidence. Yeah. Them lads, hey, that's another level for that. They'd been like, let the lads be the sends. Yeah. And I'm not saying they haven't got some old school values, but they definitely were a bit new school where they can. If I'm a young player coming into our game and I'm deciding which sport, this is what I was a bit scared of. I've got football, rugby union, rugby league. Ours is the worst selling it to a young kid.
Definitely, yeah.
Even cricket beats us now.
Like I was saying, you don't really see, like back in the day, obviously people started signing long contracts and stuff like that, whereas I feel like not necessarily the clubs aren't wanting to give them out, but it's more so I feel like as a player, you don't have that faith in the sport, especially. That it's gonna last 5-6 years because it's on a downward slope, so something needs to change, but something has to change. We can't all be looking around being like, oh, is it going to change it? Who is going to change it?
Another one to show how much the sports, I know it sounds bad, but regressed. Paul Sculthorpe was the head of Gillette, wasn't he? He was the face of Gillette for that couple of years. They did that advert with Paul Scully, who were the other two top professional sports people, and Scully were just as big as any of them two, and then you don't see rugby league on any top, you don't see any players on it.
Well, Jax is the last one to get any proper, isn't he, Jax? Because of Love Island.
Jax O'Neill,
yeah. Remember, he jumped out of rugby league, I knew before, didn't he? But he jumped out of rugby league to do it. So do you want to do this or that? And he went, it won't, I can do it together, which I was trying to sketch rugby league and people and say, look, we can do it together. Find a way. I said to Cass, just let him have contract. Keep his contract. He's worth millions to you. Just let him come back. And they were all like, no, if he leaves, that's it. Yeah. And I'm like, you're mad. Yeah. You've got best marketing tool for the next 50 years and you're going to let him go and not bring him back. And eventually brought him back and put him on a couple of things and give him a couple of
too late then, wasn't it?
You know it. It was 6 months after what it should have been. Bang, get him straight back in. Get him round everywhere. Get him to all schools. Get into all university, get into all nightclubs.
Even if you were ready to play, you'd play him off the bench, wouldn't you? Like I said,
just 100%.
Jack's returns to rugby league, it would have broken every 100% record.
And we again missed, in my opinion, missed a beat.
Yeah, because it's being scared to do something different.
Yes,
we're just sitting and doing what we're doing.
Yes, and I can't. I'll be honest with you. I think we're going to try and change it. But I think unless we get to the people who are holding it back and who are, we call out, every week we call people out for not having YouTube channels, we call people out from bad in the day, bad Twitter, bad Insta, bad this, bad that. I did all that years ago on this programme. I'm like, oh my God, come on, get us some interesting content to look at, please, get us some. I hope I can speak to him, Matt Shaw. So Matt's my mate. And Matt said to me, I ring him up and I'm like, I'm probably quite an excitable kid. We've talked about it's probably our personality, so we're like top end of class most times. I'm like, hey Matt, all right, son, and he'll go, yeah, there's been nothing. I go, what we're going to do then? We're going to put, and he'll go, exactly. And I go, what, you've got no to put? He goes, no. So So I said, how many weeks is this? He's like, this is every week. And I'm going, this cannot be happening in our game. It cannot be happening where you're a journalist and you have got nothing. Even off season. Yeah. There should be 50 stories a week. They're filling Matt, get that out. I used to have an argument with a club. They said, if that Matt Shaw gets to know that, how's he getting to know about our stories? I'm like, why? This is a chairman. That's what difference is that? He's got 4 national papers. He gets more than your club. If he breaks a story, it's only going to make more watch yours. You please tell me you understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I said, what? Because your media man's got monk on. Because somebody's broxed me before him. But I'm around him and tell him he's still good.
Yeah.
Use Matt Shaw to uplift you. And if he gets in Daily Mirror or National, get what? They're all going to be on you because you've got the real exclusive. He's got hearsay, do you get me?
Yeah.
They've been doing this for 30 years, using the papers to promote stories. We don't do that. I'm not kidding you. We do it. Like, I openly said that Matt Shaw were my friend, so I stopped everybody saying, listen, I talked to Matt Shaw. Would I tell him everything about my deals? No, Matt knows the minute I met friends with him, I can't talk about my deals.
Yeah.
He killed me. He actually distanced himself from my friendship, thinking, you know what I mean? And I'm saying, but that's the way it is. I said, I'd rather have it that way. I've had 50 coaches go in, famously last year. Yeah, she always telling that Matt Shaw, innit? I went, no, he's not. Like, what the fuck? You know, everything about our game, you like this. You're like in disbelief. Push Matt Shaw to do everything for you, get all the... Some of them are not going to sandwich, you know what I mean? You wanted someone to put some good things about your club.
Yeah.
Derek has done this group next week, 2 weeks.
Scouting for girls.
So he's paid, they reckon, $250,000 for this band to play before it came. He's going to try and fill it. Levi Salford, rock and roll band, are going to be on for 2 hours. And they're not rock and roll.
They're not rock and roll. They are good though.
Yeah.
That's why you don't allow me to talk about anything. I love it. Out of his own pocket.
Yeah.
He's trying, isn't he?
It's an initiative.
It's an initiative, isn't it? And they're saying, like, why can't we have concerts before game? Why can't we have concerts after game? I got racing all around the country. Most races, you finish with bands on and festivals. I went to France 2 years ago, I couldn't believe it. DJ come on at 10 o'clock. There was 3,000 in Paris, wherever it was. When DJ come on, there were 20,000 come to do the set. It were amazing, it were fantastic. We wouldn't dream of any of that. We just wouldn't even... So, I'll hand it over to you again, guys. Give us 4 or 5 initiatives. Probably on the spot there, you probably think. But give us where we could help. What you think players are willing to do. You just mentioned Will Price there. What can we get Will Price to if he wants to do that, or Trout, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I feel like one of the main ones, like we need to start being seen as like elite athletes. I feel like as a sport, everyone just tries like cramming you in, being like, yeah, you're a rugby player, you finish at 3, you train 3-4 times a week, you should be happy at just that, but it's not. You want to be pushing your player profile out there. You want to be like showing this is who I am. So that's when the media and stuff like that, let's get Super League to go, right, this year we're going to push. So like obviously Pricey got it a lot in our club last year. Right, he's going to be the face of Huddersfield Giants this year. So go bang, bang, bang. Right, we've got each team's got a player. We're just going to push them. If it doesn't work out, then so be it. But that's what happens in the NRL all the time. We were going on about it. How many people have the NRL like publicity just been backing? It's not worked out. You can't really remember, but there is a lot.
One season wonders.
And then you
everyone remembers the name, doesn't it?
You've got someone like Latrell Mitchell who'd have been backing, and he has shown like that. But everyone talks about him, everyone remembers him, but they don't remember the other people that they backed and then he just like fell at the wayside type of thing. So I feel like one of them's like a main one.
Yeah. I've put us on the spot here.
I know I didn't want to do that. I'll help you, if you need me. It's like a big one is, let's say for crack, when I heard that about you and Ollie with polar bears, I thought it was fantastic, right? I didn't jump straight on that, but I can remember even people like feeling that you were putting pressure on you as being called polar bears, then come on, Jay. And I was like, no, let them just have a bit of marketing, let them have
yeah.
I don't get any of it.
And have a bit of fun with it. We were bothered.
You were loving it, weren't you? Everybody was going, whoa, polar bears. You're like, come on. probably going to, again, with Sky. So I know with my players, Sky have a set routine to usually what they're going to interview and how they're going to say it. You've mentioned something earlier on.
Yeah.
You know, come on. How can you not say they've not got personalities if you're going to set a routine of what to say? The one, I don't know if you've all seen it, I bet we all seen it when we were talking about Jake, but it was like a bit embarrassing because it was like, and then I'm like, why are you talking about Jake all the time here? Because Jake wasn't having the best of games, whatever. And I'm saying that respectful, Jake. It was the narrative. We found out there were 3 names they were going to throw out that game.
That's what they wanted
regardless of how they played.
Yeah.
So they've got 3 key words. They're already going to do the after video with the guy. You know, it was all set. And I'm like, but why would Sky wants to get it wrong? All players, all people want to see. Of course, we want to see Jake. We also want to know what Matty English does outside. We want to know what Trout is like. We want to know what other people are like.
Or the 18-year-old kid who's just come out at scene.
Doddsy gets told not to. I'm sure. I'm not going to be careful how I say it, but I was thinking of Doddsy, and I'm sure there's certain things they don't push because they don't want. Hey, don't want to get his head turned. All right. Do you get me?
Yeah, but expose them to it. Expose them and just get the media all on it, and just become almost the superstars. And just become all these young lads.
Are you jealous? Would you be jealous as a superstar?
No.
Are you waiting for it?
That's what we were saying. We were talking about it. Like, this is what, as an elite athlete, you want to become a superstar. I'm not saying that I want to walk about the street and have to walk around with 6 bodyguards because people are crazy coming in for me. But you want to. I can remember I was in the supermarket a few months back, and I was walking about, and then I've just gone into the aisle. And I overheard someone say, "Oh, I'm sure that's that rugby player," and it makes you feel good about yourself. And then obviously that's what you start aspiring. You push on because obviously that's not the main aspect, but you want people to start recognising. You want people to ask for photos. But as Super League, I'm not going to say
nothing special about it if you don't. If we don't do that, then
I'm not going to say rugby league. I'm going to say Super League, especially. It's like you just conform to just stay in your own bubble. Don't try and break the cycle.
Code.
Yeah, just carry on doing it. Play your game.
I've got one. I think my big one, and I always bring it back, so all the viewers probably think I'm always going on about it again. But the YouTube, I think each club should be made to do like a vlog style YouTube every week, just to expose fans, new fans, people who just like YouTube into each player, each team, and that should be done weekly. Week 13 rugby league, we've got 2 matches this week. Watching the coach do the Monday morning, you know what I mean, give obviously little bits of the team talking the Monday, then on the Friday go pre-match. Yeah, we're nervous lads, fucking hell, it's a big game for us here, and then get in there, and then like you said, see the young player gets a weekly, you know what I mean, a weekly spot where he's like, hey, having a laugh, and then everyone's like, oh, I can't wait for him to play, and then in the 8th game he's finally getting his chance. Here we go, the young lads on
the journey.
Yeah, they show the season long. It's based around. They just do it on TV now in America, but it's called Hard Knocks in America. Obviously, UFC have what's the vlog, the weekly vlog called? I watch it.
Ultimate Fighter.
No, the weekly vlog that they do as the bill embedded. Yeah. UFC embedded. You know where they?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, from the Monday.
Preview show.
Yeah, from Monday they do a show every single day on the build-up of 5 week. Why don't we do anything like that for rugby league? Each team should be made to do a form of what I've just mentioned there, a pre-week thing of every day a little clip going, yeah, lads, this is on, big game, these are our rivals, it's rivals week, everyone, let's go for it, and everyone, you know what I mean, you can see the training intensity go up, and everyone's like, oh, this is on, bloody hell, let's watch Sky this week, you can see how intense they are, let's go.
It's all just different content, innit? Like when we went to Malaga on our trip, we took a GoPro, and tried to put it on for a few sessions, and it's just completely different outside the norm.
Brilliant.
And the amount of people that messaged and like got on the back of it were like, love this, love that, like to see it from the players in, and it just reaches out to more and more people.
And especially like in that, like going on like people doing vlogs and stuff like that, you only have to like scroll down TikTok or Instagram Reels because it's all algorithms. So if you're a sporty person and you enjoy watching sport, then that's how you you start doing day in the life. So you get your big players, but then you also get the young up up and coming lads to get them used to speaking in front of a camera. Or this is a day in life for me. I wake up at 7, I'll have my breakfast, I'll do some stretching, then I'll head over to training, I'll do this and this, and then we'll have a team meeting. I've gone and done the field session. You can chuck a few photos of like what your media guy will get from the session and stuff like that. Then I'm doing gym, I'll have my dinner, and then it's because fans and young people, they're just, because they're obviously constantly sitting on their phones and stuff, they just like watching stuff like that. I can remember seeing one and it was like a footballer, he had like 250,000 likes just on a day in the life of him, just literally going, saying, oh yeah, I've woke up, I'm doing this. And
but what's your end result is to get people to come to the game or to watch. We've got 2 ways of earning in Rugby League.
Yeah.
One is we make Sky that we break the records this year, 160,000 average, whatever it is, and we should all be pushing that narrative. Also, the grounds. They don't want to show, Sky don't want to show grounds 3/4 empty. They want to show the games, the buzz, the entertainment, the live. So that experience is going to be a lot better than it is. You cannot just come and watch rugby no more.
No.
No chance. I say this till I'm one of the worst experience I had. About 5 years ago, I've said this about 5 times. Yeah, they played a game, England v New Zealand at Hull, and they didn't sell out. They got about 5,000 short of selling out. We got asked, didn't get asked. I started calling it out on Twitter, saying, "Come on, we've not seen it anywhere. No one knew that we're even on. That's ridiculous."
Yeah.
So then I asked the other league for a code, and I said, "Can I do this?" I said, "You don't even retweet your own players' retweets." "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, watch, I'll show you." I got all the players to put the fixture. I bought the fixture, but I got all the clubs to retweet it. I got everybody.
I think I remember doing it. Yeah.
And I'm like, everybody, Jamie Peacock, can you retweet it? Did it? And we just smashed it everywhere. They got nearly sell out at Liverpool. We then headed to Ellen Road, keep the momentum going. The club, everyone started to get it. The Rugby League guy who was the marketing, he were writing on it. Then not being thinking, I got told it. The Rugby League guy had said, or the lady had said, he's got it because he understands it. He knows exactly what. But then me and my mate took his son. But then you turn up at Ellen Road for third test match. It's freezing. There were no fuck kid to do. We walked in, it was just watch the game, it was freezing, the atmosphere, there were no bands on, there were no pre-game, there were no marquees on, there were no England things. There'd be a little tent, and I'm like, he went to 25 minutes, little lad, he said, boring. And I'm like, come on.
They'll never want to go back, will they?
Come on. Give him something else. Make it pre-this, pre-that. It was just nothing. And then I watch it game, and you don't even know rules, we're explaining rules. It's cold, it's in November. We're trying to talk about it today. What can we do to change that? I want to go and watch a game of rugby with my shorts on, you know what I mean, and watch this game, brilliant, and enjoy a couple of beers in sun and come out. I don't want to go and watch England. I just don't. I'll be honest. I'll put it out there. I don't. I just don't want to do it. It does not give me any type of kick to sit freezing in a stand watching England v New Zealand. And I know that's the season, and it's bigger guys than me who are going to do it. But we've got to find a way. Doing a mid-season international if we can, where it's get it bloody hell and do what's right for sport. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So some clubs in our game complain. They say, "Why should we have it at Headingley? Why have they got the game?" Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's 20,000 all-seater stadium. It can corporate 3,000 people. It's got 60 bars and it's got 200 acres of car park space where you can go and have a good crack. It's a party place, it's a university place, and it's got the best stadium in the north of England. Yeah. So tell you what, if we're going to try and sell that to Sky to get you your money, get it on Headingley. Admit where you are at this moment and say, don't worry, we're probably better off using Headingley. You know what I mean? We've took international games to places, what they call spreading the game. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? There's just it's just nuts. Some of it is absolutely. Joe makes a big thing regular about. How can we sell the game? And if the game doesn't sell itself in a way, we're so I can't use the word what Ryan was using, but it's like the word accessible. Like there's no myth on you being superstars. No. There's no myth. You want to walk in a nightclub and go, "Oh my God, Owen Trout, my English." Is that? Do you get me? Ellery Elney were a superstar.
That's what I was.
A superstar.
That's what I was talking about. Like IMG should come in and be like, right, lads. There's a young lad, 20, 22, whatever, up and comer. Right, for this 5 years, we're gonna push you. We're gonna pump you. Like, look at the England Knights.
Does he have to be an elite player though? Because I don't. We were on about today. Bish said you probably would have, knowing our lads, he'd have to be good on the pitch. But I don't know, I'm probably half and half.
I think so, because then fans can get behind that player if he's playing well. I think sometimes when if that person wants to be that, but then they're not that on the pitch, well, what you're following, you watch. It sounds bad, but you're watching a player who's declining down the ranks. It's a lot tougher than watching a superstar turn up and nearly win the grand final single-handedly.
I feel like say IMG come in, look at the England Knights squad. So they realistically think you've
got a chance.
They're the people that are probably going to be looking on. Should realistically have a career in the English senior squad. So they'll be like, right, you've got Danny Walker. He should be realistically the 9 in a few years for England. Right, he's the face of Warrington for us. He might not be playing that well and stuff like that, but we're pushing him because he's a superstar. We don't want him to have think he's bigger than the club and stuff like that, but he's going to be the face of that. We've got Matty English, he's played England Knights, right, he can be the face of...
He's got a face for radio, though, hasn't he?
Huddersfield. And just have a look like Mikey Lewis, OKR type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, just literally takes you 10 seconds to think of the squad and then what that could be, and then you pump it up, and then so their media attention is up there, and then that starts dragging everyone else's up because you realise, hang on a minute, Matty English, even though he's the face of Huddersfield, he's getting all this media attention, but no one's getting any other. So we're going to start building theirs, and that's how it just keeps on tittering and tattering.
And everyone gets getting
up. And again, to play devil's advocate, Trouty, you've got all this profile now with all this Insta and all this. I don't think you come back to me to get more money. That's the nightmare. I'm not saying Rick's mind Huddersfield or not, but historically, the average chairman or CEO he'll go, listen, mate, I don't think you're that big. And you're like, no, you've got to leave that at home. If he does become bigger than the club, he's got more followers than the club. Brilliant, and he can play.
It's good for everybody.
It's amazing. What's bad about that?
Yeah.
And then that's where you get, like you say, you don't think you're bigger than the club, but because he's our superstar for the club, you want to be keeping him. You don't want to be, oh well, even though he's our superstar, we're just gonna shoo him along because he thinks he's bigger than the club, because he thinks that even though he's the face of our club, but it shouldn't be like that. It should be, you're the face of our club, so we're going to help you out and push you even more, and then that's going to push the rest of us.
Does the young player who gets pushed, right, and he gets attention and he gets a car, let's just work it out, because he's got, he's selling tickets because he's the face, he's got this, got that, he's got the clothes, got this, got that. Does he stay in our club then? Is it more incentive for a young player to say, you know what, I'm getting everything I need here. I don't need to go in RL to be a star. I'm a star here. I've got this. Young players don't get put on cap, homegrown. We do that rule. I reckon that player does stay. Because he's the king. He's
because he's going to get that extra few bits
exactly.
on his contract, because they know that that's not working onto the cap, so they get away with it in that sense. So it's just more of an incentive to get them homegrown players to push them up to become their face. Obviously, they do, like we say with Pricey, I know we're saying him a lot, but he's got a lot of media attention and stuff like that, and it brought him up, and it's only worked wonders for him. So surely someone at Super League should think,
he's got to look at that and think, let's replicate it, let's keep doing it.
Hang on a minute, we've had him and we pushed him, and then he's because our game is where it's at, he's looked elsewhere. But it shouldn't be, as a player, we shouldn't be thinking, always having that ear on the wall, thinking, is there any NRL clubs coming in?
Of course, it should. I agree with you.
It should be, I'm happy in Super League because
they're doing the most for me and they're doing loads for me. And
it's becoming a prosperous thing, not like we said earlier, like on the decline.
It's not holding you back.
I love it because that's if you do watch the show, we've been saying it non-stop, saying the lads will stay. Me and John with a big argument, me and you, and I said they would stay. They'll stay. I said if you put things in place where they felt like that and they were pushing their brand because they know, I said it, it's very important after rugby. So if you've got a brand, you can earn a few quid after rugby. How many of our players?
You're going to buy into that.
How many of our players are going to earn money after rugby?
No, not many. But it's like I know, like football as well. So you've got like Grealish, who he signed the big deal with Gucci. So he's like the the Gucci man at the minute. So like, we need to. Obviously, we're not going to replicate. We're not going to say, hang on a minute, let's just do these bits, and then all of a sudden, super ultra like clothing brands are coming in.
It takes some time.
We'd take JD Sports, wouldn't we? We'd take
If someone went up to me, if JD Sports came up to me and was like, here, we're not even going to pay you, but every quarter a year, you
loving
get
it, wouldn't you?
200 quid. Like, sick. Going around top lads, never guess what lads have. Get a free pair of shoes and a free tracksuit.
And you promote it everywhere, wouldn't you? It'd be all over your socials. And it's getting with the times. I feel like Rugby League was still in this little old school, pub mentality. Where we need to get up with times. Every other sport in the world is doing it, and he's getting on TikTok. He's getting on this. He's getting on YouTube. Where all the other sports are just leaving us behind.
Leaving us behind. You just said there. It's a great comment. But I use it a lot. I was brought up in the working clubs. I was brought up I'm from a mining village, and it mirrors it.
Yeah.
Sign in, son. Sign in. £20. Hey. I can remember us walking into working men's club at 16, 17, dressed in all flowered shirts, cowl pants, shoes, blonde hair, and old men going, what bloody hell, here they are, lads, Brat Packer here, crying with laughter.
Yeah.
Because we were so different to what they'd ever seen. That's what Rugby League reminds me of. If you actually were a bit different, they'd be like, look, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know, I think half it wouldn't even, this is another one. We lose Kevin Sinfield, one of our biggest brands.
Yeah, he's gone to Rugby Union.
Goes to Rugby Union, now England Rugby Union. I know Kev well, speak to him, we've had some real good heart-to-heart. I still say to this day, Kev would have stayed if he didn't think the game was heading in the way it was.
Yeah.
He won't talk about things like that because he keeps his sen absolutely, we won't get Kev to say, well, actually, but the truth is the game should have kept Kevin, the game should have done more. Now, Kevin got offered whatever, probably got offered more money because I think Leeds wanted him to go there. Bottom line is he probably saw where the game was. Yeah. And he's gone. It makes you think when Andy Farrell, one of our greatest ever players and ambassadors, he went off like a shot.
Yeah. Well, we spoke about this the other day. Eddie Hearn, the boxer, he was going to get in Rugby League. I reckon it took him less than 2 seconds to think, nah, it's dying spot.
He did.
That's what we've said it on the show. Yeah.
Mick got to know everything. Mick said he came in, had the meeting, and just said, mate, it's not depressive, but he said there's too much negativity around the sport. Yeah. He said they're the worst sport I've seen for killing themselves. All they do is slack off their own sport. Everybody from social media to the players, to the corporate, to the... Oh, could we get in Rugby League? Could meet Eddie Hearn anyway?
Yeah.
Come on. We're going to meet Eddie Hearn. Who did we send? I don't want to say, but I know we sent the working class. We sent the pub.
Yeah.
Eddie, do you know they got Eddie Hearn? Gaz Moore tweeted him. Do you know that? Gaz Moore on Twitter added Eddie Hearn and said, come and have a look at Rugby League, and Eddie Hearn answered him, and then NFL, they won't admit it, but then they got back a bit and they went and sent a message to him. Everybody in Rugby League says it was Gaz Moore, because Gaz Moore, we did it with Channel 4. We absolutely smashed Channel 4 5 years ago. We're saying everybody in Rugby League tweet Channel 4. We, like I said, who's facing Rugby League now?
In this game?
What's face Rugby League? What's face Rugby League?
In what? In
everything. First time I say face Rugby League, can be a non-player, can be a player, administration. Give me one name.
Probably Kevin Sinfield in this case.
He's left. So that's face Rugby League. Face Rugby League. Sam. Well, there you go. Yeah, the king. No, but who is the? We haven't got one, have we? No. So think about that. Imagine you starting a business. I was taught business as a kid. What's your brand? What are you selling? Who's your? We haven't got one. Who's face? I don't know.
And that's why, I think it ties back into, say, IMG coming up. Literally, like you said, they need someone to be no guns, no holding back, all guns blazing. Right, I don't care. He might have played 100 games, 100 games for his country, blah blah blah. But you're at the back end of your career. This is our 5-year plan. We've got this new and upcoming lad. This is going to be our face, and I think. Personally, as older players, because it is changing, people would see that, they know that it's good for the sport. It's just like we were talking about when furlough happened and everything, and everyone joined the union. All the older players who joined the union, They didn't do it from themselves. It's because people like our age who were going to benefit from that. Because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
fine, well, it wasn't going to happen. Like
Everyone knows something
fingers.
needs to change.
So
We just need the backing to do it.
We do, and like I said, you need that's a sad. We've just done it. Name the face rugby league. All the others looked to me gone like that.
Well,
John's still Kevin Sinfield.
Like I said, in Australia, you'd say there's loads, isn't there?
Oh
Trout,
my God! You could say 50 players. You could say Gus Gold.
Turbo, Gus Gold on
The
the
chairman's
TV.
well known. The guy, God, I'm already saying that. I can't remember his name. It looks like Dracula. Him who saved the game and made him play in COVID. He's massive over there. You could go all day with it. You could say Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
You could say Sam. There's that many different angles on theirs. You could say who's the face of boxing. You've just said maybe Eddie Hearn. You'd say that's Thursday. That might go to your
Tyson
man.
Fury
Everyone
knows
Tyson
the names,
Fury.
don't they?
There. So we haven't got. You can't do ours. That's the sadness because you start your business there. Yeah. What are you selling? What are you selling? That's what you said to yourself. What are you selling?
I feel like it just always comes back to because the media attention doesn't get pushed as much as it should. People don't see us as superstars. People see us as rugby players. And at the end of the day, like, it might sound big-headed, but we're the elite in rugby, in English rugby, so it should be like that.
But they're saying the elite being rugby's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And even I can hear you saying it, and I can see 50 people on WhatsApp thinking exactly the same. Well, but elite rugby's there.
Yeah.
Compared to sports,
we were in the airport.
You're there.
We were in the airport. Tyson Fury sat there with his family. We're all stood there, weren't we?
Yeah.
Just like
all in Giants game
gobsmacked.
as well.
Gobsmacked. And all of us wanted to go get a picture with him. Not one person ever came up and said, "Are you could have that?" Not one single person. And I know we're not comparing ourselves to boxing. We're not there yet.
You don't have to apologise to it. I get you.
He's at the pinnacle there, and we're so much down here.
I've seen it. I can remember when famous we had Wayne Rooney. When they said to Rooney, "Did you watch Rugby Union? Did you watch the kick?" He goes, "No, I'm watching Rugby League on the other side." They should have grabbed that and smashed it everywhere. Roy Keane, every week he gives him a little bit. Roy Keane, what do you do apart from this? Because I've started watching NFL. He said, I love Rugby League.
Yeah.
Get Roy Keane in the middle of our pitch to be a pundit for one game.
Anything, wouldn't
Just
you?
say, Roy, do one game with Neville. Get him down. Roy, I'm asking you, you know what I mean? Get him down and say, Roy, come to opening game and come and be a pundit and let him just join in.
Come and slaughter a few people and go viral.
Unbelievable, We say it about Sky, about Channel 4, get the right people to talk about the game.
Yeah.
I can't even say this because we're doing it, having to dig at him, he's got a job, he's got to know the whole game.
Yeah.
Get the right people in who can dig. Who's our Roy Keane?
There you go.
Who's our Roy Keane?
Barry Mark.
Baz is our Roy Keane. Well, right, pass, right. But no, Barry's not. Barry doesn't be vicious with his comments.
Well, no, I'm saying that's the best we've got, though, isn't it?
No, I'm saying Baz, but Baz would never say like that direct about a player. Because they'd be fed off Sky to say, don't say that. They'll be saying...
John Wilkin.
Yeah, you're right. John might be the one who might go bang and just step over that line. But then Sky's prerogative is for the game to just say no negativity. It isn't negative to your opinion.
Yeah, it's been different, isn't it? And then the difference is that's what gets people talking about it.
100%.
That's what gets the clips. He's had a little dig at him. And then that's like on Twitter and stuff like that, they might have a little dig back. I'm not saying that we need to start arguing with ourselves to push the game, but just voice your opinion out there.
But you kind of do, to be honest. I know you're saying not because it's not right to say, but you probably do. Them arguments get you more traction, sadly.
Yeah, but I mean, even you said
they literally did it on YouTube, didn't they? When I were, God, how long ago did this? When I was about 16, 17, them famous, the sidemen, they famously had that big war against each other, didn't they? And all started slaughtering. Well, they went from like a decent group, didn't they? And then I had my mates in, I think my first year, they're like, oh, them sidemen. I'm like, why do you know them? They're all, you know what I mean? They're all a bit daft, a bit weird. I've watched a couple, it's funny, innit? But they all started slaughtering each other. Now they're known around the world because they created this diss track war where they started rapping to each other.
The comments, like I said,
and it turned out all fake, didn't it? They said they hate each other. They turned out best mates half a year later. It was genius marketing.
The TVs will say to the audience, they're told not to say it, so you can't blame lads. Half of them will pick because they don't say it. Do you get me?
Yeah.
They're not allowed to. Sky don't want us, historically don't want us on only half an hour before game. Do you understand that? We haven't got a magazine show.
Yeah.
So no one previews it. So you get Sky at 7:30 and you're watching game at 8. We don't even go 7 in the morning shows, sometimes 7:30.
Yeah.
What's that telling you? There's no interest in the lads, the people, the game, no interest, because that cost money to send a production team down to do a feature on Houston.
Yeah.
No interest. Let's be honest, that's 10 years of it. I've watched all of it.
Especially when it's like Rivals Week and stuff like that.
Unbelievable.
They need to start pumping it up like it's the derbies and stuff like that. Obviously, like we have like Huddersfield, Leeds.
What it means to the players and stuff like that, that sort of content.
But even when they do that, they do it, and I watched it. They did one at all, but they didn't have it right. I've got 2 or 3 matches there that you could have put exactly. It were on. You know what I mean? Jordan Lane and Jez Litton were the best. One, they didn't put it on. Jez Litton and Jordan played amateur together. You know what I mean? They know each other to the beat. 6, 7. I don't know if the best mates. But then they play for rival clubs. The 23, they're both nearly going to on purge doing something special. They could have gone at it. What does it mean to you? You're like, they could have gone at it. Yeah. Tell you what, I'm his mate. Sometimes I'm going to smash his head in. Bang! You've got it. You've licked the paper. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We just don't have the
but again,
content.
it's too different. It's too different.
Unfortunately.
It's not what we've done before, so why would we do it now?
Yeah.
But if you mention poor old Jake, innit, you feel sorry for Jake, because you mention, I've asked for who's the face of Rugby League. All right, who's the character of Rugby League players?
Yeah, you probably would say Jake, wouldn't you? Because I
think he won at first street that come. So Jake's carrying this pantomime villain character. Yeah. Because, no offence to poor old Jake, there's probably not that many others. I don't think you see that much character of anybody else. Do you know? When he was looking at Gailey the other year when he destroyed Leeds and he's went to Gailey like that and give me a ring, it was like, come on, we've been waiting 10 years for this. Yeah. Gailey's leading on the balcony.
They hardly showed that, did they?
No, it was the shoes. Got rid of all rest and gone, this is it. Jake's done a cut out past 30 metres and just handed there at Headingley. That is the moment. Straight away, get Jake after the game, could spend we have 10 minutes after the show and they run us off. You ever seen it when John Wells doing that thing and they just have to kick you off, sorry. That's it. Lads get a couple of comments and a bit of this and that. That's it.
Whereas like football, it's on for hours, isn't it?
Hours. You can't wait for you're waiting for that after game thing off Neville, and if you think that Sooners are going to argue with Roy Keane and that, you cannot wait. Yeah. Simon Jordan's got millions now listening, but you know why? And I follow him from start, he's on Talk Radio. He tells true. Whether you like him or not, forget about that. He is acid. He is acid. He gets asked about rugby, football, everything. Bang. Bang. They've got him now. They're not going to let him go. He's the new Alan Brazil.
People want to know about him, don't they?
100% because of his opinions on everything. And he gets a chairman on him. Bang. You're like, oh. He told a boxer, he said, I don't think you're that good. I think you're on the I'm like, that's the most guts I've ever seen. He's either going to rip you, and this boxer's like, have you ever bought? Look at the state here. Didn't give him monkeys. What's that to do with you? I'm giving an opinion, I'm paid here. And by the way, I'm probably on more money than you are to be paid to give an opinion.
He did it with MMA, didn't he? He had a big argument with Michael Lisbon, didn't he? About, like, see, he didn't know MMA, like, I don't know it, but it looks like a right fuck sport. He's like, well, to be fair, I think Michael were right in saying, no, it's not, just watch it. And he's like, nah, I don't agree with boxing's the way. He's obviously a bit old school with that. But yeah, it went viral. The argument between him and Michael went viral.
Well, we've got one of the most exciting games you'll ever see in your life coming up, Penrith v St Helens.
Oh God, damn it, that upsets
me. What side's it on? What's it on?
Don't even know what day it's on.
Channel 4, Sky Sports.
Channel 4, Sky Sports. Any idea? 17. Any idea?
He reminded me, they're arguing between which one gets it, aren't they, or which one will get more views.
So that means you don't know?
I've seen, literally the only reason I know this is because I seen a post about it and someone commented saying, oh, where can you watch it? So it wasn't even on the post. So
there you go.
They posted like, I think it was the last time Saints won it, on Instagram. But yeah, they didn't post what channel it was on, so someone had to comment it. It was literally only because it came up at the bottom, like the bottom comments, so I've seen it.
So we went into a World Cup Championships, we have no idea when it's on, we've got no idea who's the TV on, we've got no ideas head to head. Hopefully they're doing it, and
there's not much hype about it.
But they're leaving it for 3 weeks of hype, which is ridiculous.
They did the same with the World Cup. You didn't know about the World Cup till literally a week before. Then you started seeing adverts.
Ridiculous.
I can remember one of my mates. So like my home friendship group, they're all football fans, big football fans. They'll watch me play and stuff like that, but they're all like football orientated, and they didn't have a clue that the World Cup was on. It was only because I mentioned once that I was gonna go and watch the game, and I asked her to send them to come with me type of thing. was like, oh, we didn't even know it was on. So I was like, well, to be fair, only reason I know it's on is because...
You're in and around
I'm in the environment. Like, if I was driving, I wouldn't have seen any banners or anything like that, so...
I spoke to Simon, brother-in-law. His brother's a journalist in Newcastle, and I said, what did you see? Why didn't we did quite well in the ground, but why, And he said, yeah, they sold it as a, how can I put it? They sold it as, it's a people's game, and it's this, it's that, so it was nice and nichey. He said, they never sold it, but he said, you just sold it in 2 minutes more than that. We said in Newcastle for 8 weeks. He said, you went, best players in the world are coming. Some of the biggest ferocious enforcers are here. They're going to smash shit out of each other. You're going to see some of the best skill you'll ever see in your life. And I'm saying, and anyone like, it never got sold like that. It got sold as being the people's game, the family game.
Sport, yeah.
We're going to have come down, we're going to do this. They didn't want to put what actually it was. They didn't want to put the UFC.
Well, the owners are too, I've been saying it, you know what I mean? They're too PC, aren't they? They're very scared about getting cancelled and that. I'm like... And I always say we are, as a sport, probably the best at PC and all that, but we're probably, along with MMA, probably the one sport where you shouldn't be the most, you know what I mean? We do tackle, there are fights, there are this, there are that. You know, to an extent, show it off, let's have it.
Well, not to an extent, 100%. All players would love it.
We're the most, we are on the forefront of every modern PC tick, you know what I mean? We've got everything, do everything by the word, do this, do that, and it like... Why? Football should do that because they are in the vision of everyone. But we've got other things to be worrying about than being politically correct, haven't we?
Still the most viewed clips are usually Mason and JP.
So I did Super League top videos yesterday as we were talking about stuff to talk about. I went and put out of the top 8 views ever on the Super League YouTube channel. I think 6 of them are game highlights that had a big fight in it. Yeah. 6 out of the top 10 game highlights with a fight.
Yeah. And what I always laugh is, lads will tell you this, Matty, they don't mind a bit of that. It's part of why they can play rugby. I laugh my head off me, if somebody said, you confronting somebody. Well, you're not going to be a rugby player if you don't confront somebody. Yeah. You're in the wrong game, amigo. You know what I mean? You have got to be a ferocious, especially in the boxing ring where you are. It's no quarter given. I can't show weakness. But then he daren't say it. Whereas Matty should be saying, I'm going to try and take Patrick's head off. And he's going to probably take my head off. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to meet him right in Middleton. And he's going to, somebody said to me once, if you got job as team manager at Great Britain, what would you do? And I said all my life I've said the same line. When Sam, I've mentioned Sam a couple of times, when he read his poem against Aussies, I've got Sam coming out on a white horse dressed as, like
St. George,
right? And I said, all the sneakers like that. And it's Sam, and he gets off, and he goes up to halfway line, and he does Russell Crowe, puts his hand in muck, and he just goes like that. And I said, then he just goes, it's me, son. And he gives him, I said, that is it. I'd have 100,000 win. And he's just said to them all, and we've got Jerusalem, you know what I mean? Yeah. And Big Sambo's our man, and just got it, I'm ready for a fight, we're ready. Are you kidding me? I've got goosebumps now saying it. It'd be like lighting something you've never seen. We're scared of that. We're even scared of that nowadays. We even PC on our shitty way we do things. There's no way we'd even say out. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If they changed it and we do it, the narrative, it'll be the most amazing thing for the game, and people who are going to watch that journey, all of us, will all thank that days like this happen where you can go out and say it and you say, do you know what, get all lads in on it. And you might go back to the club and this comes out when somebody at the club was there, well, I'm challenging you. F off. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just
get back to you. Go and get it. You know what I mean? Don't try and change what's coming. Do what you've got to do with the new school. Have got to do what they're going to do. We're going to try and change it. Right, lads. To finish off, and thank you both for that. You were both really honest. Give us Huddersfield. This man's tipped you for the title. Joe Meet the Harrison has tipped you for top 2 on the title.
Top two.
Top two. You've said Saints still got a little bit. I've got you about 5th or 6th, guys. I've got to admit, I've got you 5th or 6th.
Cheers.
I need you guys.
I think we'll be top 2. Yeah. Top 2.
We think, as a team, we think we can get top 2. It's not unrealistic.
That's the bar.
Yeah.
That's the bar. Better than last year.
Yeah.
The incomers, give us a bit of magic for viewers who are watching Huddersfield fans. New players in.
Kev's outstanding. Niguama.
Oh yeah.
He's a legend. He's looking good in training. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Isan's mad
That's
as
what
a
they
back
come to
to
sign
stop.
him from Saints. I was like, go and sign him. He's got loads left.
They just said he's some masters.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's looking strong.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's looking really good as Isan. Our backfield's frightening.
Yeah.
Go on, Matty. Go on, any more?
Looking forward to it. Yeah, getting the season started.
Are you allowed to reveal yet? Well, I don't want to get you in trouble. Is Jake Connors playing half, isn't he?
No, you can't say that. These can't
No,
say that.
no, can't say that. Sorry, wrong thing.
sure,
Yeah,
Sorry.
we're not sure anyway. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Still in rehab, so.
We can
Oh,
say,
yeah,
he's still
we
not on
can
the
say,
field.
yeah, he's playing now. Used to.
Sorry, lads.
yeah.
He's so you're excited to be at Newcastle. Sorry, Huddersfield this year. The 2 new signings are fantastic. Any young players we should look at where you've got like something might make it always excited you?
Who would you say?
Right,
Young lads coming up. I think George Roby will get a shout at some point.
George Robbie Hooker.
Yeah, I think he'll make his debut for us.
Do
this
we
year.
expect to see Pricey leave with a bit of magic? Will he give us something
Yeah,
before
he
he...
will. He's very much bought into this is his final year. He's going out with a bang.
Is he... Here's one for you, lads. This will challenge you. You played with some fantastic players. I asked you this privately.
Yeah.
You played with some fantastic young players. Where does he line up with them? For now, I'm not about... Obviously, he's not done... Let's be honest, we haven't done anything yet. He's played 15 Super League games, that's it.
Yeah.
But where does he line up amongst the...
He's got the potential to do anything he wants, that kid.
Like I was saying to you as well, it's like his skill it just makes me like laugh and stuff like that because
He
like
does
Owen
something in
today,
training in your team.
he'll start like he's like grubbing it to himself, kicking the ball around, blah blah blah. Then he'll just boot him crossbar, bonk. Next thing you know, you just hear a ding and stuff like that. So he's just got the little like magic touch.
Wow.
And he's got the arrogance to go with it, so.
And he's got the canton he's got the magic to go with it.
Yeah.
Wow. And again, that's... See, that sounds to me, because we haven't visually seen that. You know, for us watching, you've seen it behind the clothes. I always have the Truey debate. People say to me, why do a lot of fans vote into Truey? Because they said they haven't seen it, and I go, speak to anybody who knows.
Yeah. See him on the
anybody
training
who's been
field.
next to Truey and tell me that another player won't say he's a rugby genius. He's got things that you couldn't even dream about thinking about. But I suppose sometimes for fans and you're watching it, it's very hard, isn't it, to see.
Yeah, definitely.
To see that. Will he get a lot of games?
This year?
Not too sure. See.
Depends on injuries.
Depends, yeah.
Depends on injuries.
And give us one on Ian Watson. If I say he's the best coach you've had, but you both could have said that because he's trying to get a game. he's Otto, give us a bit of positive on Ian. What does he do? What's his X factor?
I like his passion for it, mate. He's got his system and everybody buys into it, and he will keep hammering it home until everybody is on the same page, and we know exactly how we play and how we break teams down and how we get results on the end of it. People say we play boring rugby, but
yeah, so I would take piss the word process. We always laugh about the old process.
Yeah, but he wins games.
Exactly.
It's just
can it win trophies?
Yeah.
I feel like it can, yeah. I feel like I hope you don't mind me saying this. He's just like a proper rugby nerd. So he just loves rugby. You always know, like we'll watch clips and stuff like that. And we'll be watching clips from like a game like a good few years ago, and it'll be like, yeah, this is why I wanted to do this. Blah blah blah. This is what you should be doing because you know he's just constantly watching every game about because he loves rugby. It's just.
Do you think without giving away your game plan, guys, has it been talked about it? You know. I've said this on the show 2 weeks ago. Huddersfield have finished top of the pile. Before, you haven't won a grand final, but you have finished, I think, with Nathan. I don't know if it were Paul, but you finished top of the pile.
Yeah, Anson.
And you've never been in a grand final. I don't think you have. But you have been in a Challenge Cup final.
Lost 2.
Are you what Joe said last week? Is you're at that level, lad. This is me and I said it, whether it put pressure on Huddersfield or not. You either win it or what else? It's there now. He's had 2.5 years to build his side. It's all his boys, plus the ones he's exists who he wants. That's it. This is it for me.
Yeah, we've got the squad to do it.
Wow.
We're backing ourselves to do it, yeah. We have 100%. Well, I know personally, I have 100% faith.
Who's the other hooker?
OB and Pizza.
What's he called?
Nathan Peets.
Thoughts?
Like him. I think he was really good. He came on loan a couple of years ago, and we were struggling a bit, and we started winning some games. Yeah, I thought he was good for us.
I think Rick said he would do very well at the fitness drills. He looks really fit.
He's flying.
Yeah.
He's absolutely flying. Yeah.
So he's an old boy.
Right, that's it, guys. I've absolutely loved it. We've got the guys are going for it. Top 2, Matty English. Remember the name. If he gets it wrong, it's called Owen Trout. No, it's the guys are backing it. Hope you've enjoyed that, Joey. Thank you. And hopefully we change this game and we get the players in each week from each club and we'll keep pushing the narrative. Thank you.